there's only about 6 stages, but it would be useful, wouldn't it, to have a little more information in plain English about what each of those stages involves. Because there's 2 kinds of DIY divorce, all right? Some of you will it will be so easy. You'll both agree. You will follow these steps, all 6 of them. You may not even need any lawyers, though there are a couple of legal parts that I will tell you about because they could come back to bite you later, but that's okay, that's all in the videos. And it will be very simple for you. Then there's a whole load of other people who too have some assets. They may have properties, pensions and children, and that's where it can start to get a bit more complicated. But you can still do a DIY divorce. You can still, what I call, self-manage your divorce. So the information here will give you the basic information that you need about the overview and some how to avoid certain pitfalls. But for you, there will be some additional resources that you might require. But again, I'll make sure you have access to those as you go through. Actually, I would also like to say it's great that you're here, that you're making this decision to understand the process. A lot of people just hand it over to lawyers and keep their fingers crossed and then wonder why it all went horribly wrong. And so the first thing you need to know is how does this thing work? What are the stages that have to be gone through? And when you do that, you'll find yourself in a place where your divorce can be efficient, uncomplicated, and peaceful. So yeah, imagine how that feels. Right, it's done. We did it so well. Thank you very much. We can both move on with our lives. You don't want to be like the chap I heard about recently. He spent nearly £200 on an online divorce, which turned out to be just forms he could have got for free, and that I will be making available to you for free as well in this video series. And he still wasn't divorced. And I became really concerned about how many people I was meeting or hearing about who in theory should have been able to manage that process themselves really simply, but where they just didn't have the basic information they needed given to them. And so that's what I put together in these 6 videos. The video series I've created, for the 6 of them, short and snappy, and the objective is to give you clarity, take the scariness out of the language, put it in plain English, but most importantly, to give you some of those, what do we call them? Disasters that you want to avoid. Because there's lots of places where you do need to be a little bit clever, a little bit knowledgeable. But that's simple when someone's given you that information, and that's what I'm doing. So if you click now, you'll be able to have access to those 6 valuable videos.